Check this out, I just picked up this BS 1400 Suzuki off of Kijiji for free. It's, I believe in 1999, I tried to decode the VIN. VIN's worn off on the one side, it's kind of rough shape over here. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. I'm not sure if I'm going to fix it up, sell it. But I do want to see if we can get it running. It's in pretty rough shape. You can come have a look around. It's got wiring issues. Don't know what's completely wrong with it, but I'm gonna bring it in the garage shortly and have a look at it. All in all, it seems to be pretty put together. And the exhaust wrap is a little loose on this side. Exhaust, well, it's completely loose. We'll just bring it inside. Well, I guess we'll tear it apart and have a look. All right, so I've been messing around a little bit with this bike, and it's got a bit of a wiring nightmare. I've got power coming in to the start solenoid and coming up to this wire here. I'm testing this wire, and it's the only place I'm getting power to the whole bike. I'm not getting power anywhere else. I tried to check fuses, and I can't seem to find a fuse box anywhere. So I decided to pull a wire diagram. I don't know if you guys can see this, but you got the main power coming in for the battery to the start relay, and it comes over to where I'm testing power to the fuse box, so I'm missing the fuse box. So now I got to figure out what I'm going to do to test this bike out. But it is, I believe, a 99 Suzuki VS Intruder. I tried decoding the VIN number. They said the Suzuki 90s era VIN numbers are hard to decode, but that's my best guess. It's a 99. It's a neat thing about these things. It's got a natural rake to it. It's got like that bobber style, which is kind of neat. Makes me think that I might try to fix it up. But like I said, I just want to see if I can get it running. There's like no power going anything. There's no spark, no anything. But if I do, grab a screwdriver and across the terminals, I can get it to turn over. So that's a good sign. Let's see what kind of condition the oil's in. It's actually pretty clean. It's a little on the low side, but yeah, it's pretty clean. I think I might pull out one of those spark plugs to see what they look like. I got wires hanging here. Alright, so I'm gonna get the spark plug out here. That spark plug looks like it's brand new. Now I wonder if they changed the plugs thinking that would help maybe a no spark issue, or it's hard to tell if there's anything wrong with the motor or not if there's a spark plug. Well, alright, I'm going to remove this gas tank just to see what we got going on under here. Two 10mm bolts. there is 2 rubber grommets under here. Be careful you don't lose those if you do this. Get a flathead. Now when you remove these gas tanks, you're going to lift up, and at the back here is your petcock. So that's when you want to turn this down. So vertical will be on and off, vertical will be on, horizontal will be off. And I guess I'll remove this and I'll show you the fuel lines. Alright, so when I was saying, here's the 2 fuel lines. Once you remove the tank, make sure you shut off the petcock. I could smell gas leaking from this. Don't know if you can see this, but the hoses are cracked. I'm guessing due to the age are a little hard. Yeah, they're going to need to be replaced. So look, that's the horn wiring here. This is not the way custom airbox would be. It's got an aftermarket air filter here, and it's missing the one on the back. It's missing the 2 fairings or side covers, whatever you want to call them. Left all the wiring exposed. Like I said, there's no fuel or fuse box. I do want to drain the old fuel out of the tank. I don't know how long that's been sitting in there. Seems to be 8,300 kilometers on the speedometer. I guess it's not bad for the year. I've had the battery charger sitting on it for a bit. Trying to charge that old battery. Hopefully it takes a charge. Let's see where I can go from here. Alright, so I kind of made a half-assed fuse box here with just a couple of fuses and spade connectors, and I'm going to put them in and see where I can go from here. Hopefully I can get some power to this bike and see what I got. Alright, so this is your main power coming in, main power coming out. As the wiring diagram said, the orange on this side is, I guess, your when you turn the key on, it sends the power to all the accessories, so that's feeding these 3 wires individually. So I've got this wiring harness here, it's hard to tell. This will be your 1 wire coming in, feeding the whole harness, and these will be your 3 accessory wires. And this one's going to be for your main. So I got the 3 here. I'm going to plug in. These are kind of thick, stiff wires, so it's not going to be the easiest thing to do. And the fuse just popped up at the top. This is just a temporary thing. I just want to see if this bike works or runs before I even think about what I'm doing with it. Like I said, I didn't get the ownership with this bike, so I still have to go through the proper channels if I want to get the ownership. I did get a bill of sale with it though. Alright, so main power coming in, I believe is this one, so I'll do that one last. Alright. Pin. Like I said, this is just for temporary. If this works, I'll get a proper fuse box. Alright, let's turn the key and see what happens. You got power. Sweet. Dash is lit up, neutral light, oil light, got tail light. Turn signals are ripped off, the wiring's hanging down over here for that. Sweet, LED headlight works. I wonder if you got high beams. Oh, sweet. You got high beams and low beams. Signals. We got these little signals here. Yeah. So that's right, left. I guess this is stuck in like a four-way, but it's probably just a cross from the flasher. So let me put in a diode somewhere. That's a good sign. I wonder if she'll turn over. See what happens. Turns over. What do you think? You want to test for spark?
Yep.
Let's test for spark. See what happens. Alright, got the spark plug connector or spark tester hooked up. Let's see what happens. She's got spark. Sweet. I think this thing might run. Alright, so I got some carburetor cleaner. I'm just going to spray it in the air intakes and see if it licks off, see if she turns over. See if she'll run. See what happens. It wants to fire. I think I'll clean out that gas tank and put it back on and see what happens. Alright, so we just finished emptying out the fuel out of this tank. Made a bit of a mess, but it's alright. Put down some stay dry. We're gonna hook this bad boy back up. Here. There we go. Tight fit. Yes. Probably come up with that. There we go. All right. So there's a little groove here. Sorry, a little groove here where this tank slides into, and then it just bolts back on. Right there. And then just take that back through. It should be here. This is your horn bracket. This one should be underneath here. on something here. The wiring here.
Is it? Does it look over there? Good.
These spacers. I think that's got her. Just test fit it right now. I gotta turn the fuel on, make sure we got no leaks. Turn that petcock if it gets it. Fresh fuel on it. Let's see what we got. Alright guys, so I've topped it up with fresh fuel. We know it's got some decent oil in it, and I haven't topped it up yet, but I've got that temporary fuse box just kind of stuffed in there with all the wires. I just want to see if it's going to run. So I'm going to turn around and see what happens. Doesn't sound promising. Let's give her a little bit of help.
try it again. Battery's dead. Yeah, let's throw the charger back on her. We'll be back. Alright, so I was looking around. It doesn't look like I got the fuel pump working on this bike. So I looked at the wiring fuse thing that I made here again, and I seen there's this black wire coming in. Apparently that comes from the ground from the fuel pump. So I'm just going to tie in here. Hopefully this works. Another spade connector in here. I'm just going to tie it to the frame here. Hopefully this turns on the fuel pump. Give it a ground. Of course. Alright. The hole's not big enough. Alright, so get a separate connector. That works. Nice. See if we hear the fuel pump go. Should be able to hear this turn on. I don't feel it. Try and see what happens. She's still not getting fuel. Is there power going to it? There's two wires. Red one. And there's the connector for the fuel pump. My test light. Alright, so yeah, no power going to my fuel pump. That's great. So that's the line diagram. Alright, so we did a little bit of wiring diagnostic here and seen that I wasn't getting power to the fuel pump, and I just ran a ground wire to the fuel pump, and it seems to be working now. So now I'm going to fire her up. put it in gear, she stalls out. It's in gear. It's in neutral. I don't know why it's stalling out. I wonder if there's a safety switch or something. She's smoking. So it's been about a week since the last time I filmed. My video cut out on me for some reason, but I was having an issue out there when my bike was running where every time I put it into gear it just died on me. It didn't want to run. So I checked the neutral safety switch, and every time I put it into gear the neutral light would go out, and then when I would put it back into neutral the neutral light would come on. So I know that the neutral light's working. So I think it's the kickstand safety switch. If I took these wires basically fell apart when I took off the side cover of the motor, and you can see everything's just burnt and just not in good condition. So I'm gonna plug these wires in, try to bypass the kickstand safety switch. I did put a continuity test on this, and this switch isn't working. So I'm just going to bypass it and see what happens right now. I'm going to try to turn the bike over and hopefully she goes into gear. So I'm putting it into gear and it's still cutting out. Neutral light still going out off and on when I'm putting it into gear, so there's definitely another sort of wiring issue I gotta look at. Alright, so I'm following the wire up underneath the seat up into this plug right here. I got my neutral switch wire and my kickstand wire. I noticed there's no ground wire, so I'm just gonna hook up a ground wire and see what happens. Just a temporary connector to see if this bike will run, or if it'll stay in gear without it shutting off. What it's doing right now, it keeps killing spark to the motor, so the igniter box doesn't want to fire. It's sensing that the kickstand's down even though it's up. And let's find a good ground here. Hopefully that's a good ground. Alright, let's see what she does now. drivable. So I guess from here, I need to get a seat, figure out cleaning up this wiring a bit. Need to get tail lights fixed, probably a carburetor tune-up, the exhaust, probably a few other things, but I don't know what, like I said, what I'm going to do with this bike. Like I said, it's been about a week since I worked on this bike. I did get an ownership for it. I went and got the used vehicle package from the ministry, did an affidavit process, and ended up going that route. And I got the ownership, so the bike's legally mine now. And like I said, I don't know what I'm going to do with it from here. If you guys want, leave a comment and tell me what you think I should do with it. If I should just sell it, maybe fix it up, or I thought maybe making a chopper out of it would be pretty neat. But yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.